Good evening and welcome. You're watching To The Point with me, Pooja Shali. Now, election-bound state of Punjab and specifically Congress party is where a lot of heightened political activity is taking place. Less than 20 days are left till Punjab goes to polls, and the fight between Punjab Chief Minister Charanjit Singh Channi and the Punjab Congress Unit Chief Navjot Singh Sidhu only appears to be escalating. Both leaders aggressively pushing their bid to become the next Chief Minister of Punjab. And in a latest escalation between the two Sardars and the biggest names for Congress right now, Sidhu is alleging that the party leadership wants, as it appears, a weak Chief Minister. And of course, as of now, it appears referring to Channi. That and lots more. First, this report. Take a look.
ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਤਾਲ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਨੱਚੇ ਤਾ ਥਾ ਤਈਆ ਫਿਰ ਉਤੋਂ ਕਹਿਣ ਨਾਚ ਮੇਰੀ ਬੁਲਬੁਲ ਕੇ ਪੈਸਾ ਮਿਲੇਗਾ ਕਹਾਂ ਕਦਰਦਾਨ ਹਮਾਰੇ ਜੈਸਾ ਮਿਲੇਗਾ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਬਾਹ ਮਰੋੜ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਈ ਕਰਦਾ ਫਿਰ ਤੋਂ ਛੱਡ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਕੀ ਇਹ ਜਿਹਾ ਮੁੱਖ ਮੰਤਰੀ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ
Another day, another salvo from Punjab Congress Chief Navjot Singh Sidhu, leading many in the state to wonder when will this tamasha in the ruling party end. This time, the sulking Sardar is taking aim straight at his bosses, the Gandhis, and launched a fresh attack on his arch-rival Chief Minister Channi.
ਜਿਹਦੇ ਨਵਾਂ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਸਿਰਜਣਾ ਹੈ ਮੁੱਖ ਮੰਤਰੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਹੱਥ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਜਿਹੋ ਜਿਹਾ ਮੁੱਖ ਮੰਤਰੀ ਹੋ ਜਾ ਸੂਬਾ ਹੋ ਜੂ ਆ ਦੋ ਮੁੱਖ ਮੰਤਰੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਬੇੜੀ ਬਾਤੀ 25-30 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੀ ਐਤਕੀ ਮੁੱਖ ਮੰਤਰੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਚੁਣਨਾ ਭਾਈ ਉੱਪਰ ਵਾਲੇ ਤਾਂ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਕੋਈ ਕਮਜ਼ੋਰ ਜਿਹਾ ਮੁੱਖ ਮੰਤਰੀ ਹੋਵੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਤਾਲ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਨੱਚੇ ਤਾ ਥਾ ਤਈਆ ਫਿਰ ਉਤੋਂ ਕਹਿਣ ਨਾਚ ਮੇਰੀ ਬੁਲਬੁਲ ਕੇ ਪੈਸਾ ਮਿਲੇਗਾ ਕਹਾਂ ਕਦਰਦਾਨ ਹਮਾਰੇ ਜੈਸਾ ਮਿਲੇਗਾ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਬਾਹ ਮਰੋੜ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਈ ਕਰਦਾ ਫਿਰ ਤੋਂ ਛੱਡ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਕੀ ਇਹ ਜਿਹਾ ਮੁੱਖ ਮੰਤਰੀ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ
This is Sidhu's most direct attack on Rahul and Priyanka, calling them out as the suspense over who will be the Congress's Punjab CM face continues. Rahul Gandhi is likely to announce the party's choice at a virtual rally on Sunday in Ludhiana. While Chief Minister Channi seems confident, Sidhu remains tight-lipped on the chief ministerial race. India Today was the only channel that confronted him with questions as he came down from the hills in Vaishno Devi.
सर चन्नी साहब कह रहे फ्रंट रनर है
नो कमेंट
The politically savvy Sardar, who is usually never short of words, may have just smelt his endgame. Indications show the Gandhis are set to back Chief Minister Channi, a Dalit, over Sidhu, a Jat Sikh. Congress sources say that Chief Minister Channi is firmly leading in opinion polls on the chief ministerial pick. While Sidhu might be running out of support within the party, his family is rallying around him in full.
नवजोत सिद्धू इसलिए कि उससे ऑनेस्ट बंदा पॉलिटिशियन है नहीं, उसने बहुत कुछ सैक्रिफाइस किया है. दूसरा, उसकी ब्रिलियंस जो है प्रॉब्ली बिकॉज मेडिटेशन ही करता है या काम करता है, और जब काम करते हैं तो रात के 3 बज जाएं 4 बज जाएं 2 दिन जागते रहें, उनको कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. उनका काम करने का तरीका इतना एग्रेसिव है.
Sidhu had been handy for the Gandhis to dethrone Captain Amarinder, but has his usefulness for the Congress now run out? While Channi seems poised to win this war of the Sardars before the election, can the Congress afford a full-fledged rebellion by an upset and angry Sidhu? And will this infighting cost them the Punjab throne? With Sunil G. Bhatt, Kamaljit Sandhu and Manjeet Sehgal, Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, let's begin first and let me introduce our guests as well. We'll be soon joined by the Congress party on this. Adil Singh Boparai will be joining us, but Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson already here, Ehbab Singh Grewal, because remember, Aam Aadmi Party very right now, crucially, carefully watching, assessing the situation, and also Javed Ansari, a political analyst who's not been just a journalist but has expertise of these elections and all of these developments that take place just ahead of the voting day. I want to but first start with the Aam Aadmi Party. Ehbab, because I noticed how the Aam Aadmi Party is reacting to this internal revolt, which is clearly out in the open, specifically with Sidhu stating they want a weak chief minister. People must vote a strong chief minister so it does not dance to anyone's tune. Does that internal revolt help the Aam Aadmi Party, which has a clear stake in many ways in Punjab?
Well, ma'am, Punjabis are watching this. Punjabis are looking at the whole drama and we are wondering, as far as we are concerned, it's very clear. The Congress has made its choice very clear. They have decided that they will go with the people who have the money, who have control over all the mafias, who have control over all the money. Mr. Channi and the old gang has control over the money. And Mr. Sidhu has somehow reconciled with the fact he might make a few noises here and there, but he has reconciled with the fact that he will have to play second fiddle to Mr. Channi. If you listen to the Punjabi media, his advisors and everybody around have been saying that, oh, we will wait for another 2.5 years. If Channi doesn't perform, then Sidhu will come in. Well, Punjabis have were given Captain Amrinder Singh by the Congress
But what
for
does the
4.5
Aam
years.
Aadmi
Then they
Party
brought in
feel?
Channi.
Is the Aam Aadmi Party at some level jumping with joy, perhaps watching this internal revolt play out in the open?
Well, as a Punjabi, I know that the people of Punjab have seen through. They brought in Sidhu to get out the captain. Sidhu has outlived his utility. Now he is not required, he is not needed. And now the whole thing has got back to normal where where actually the finances, the financial situation which suits the Congress High Command is being taken care of. And we all Punjabis feel that it was a drama which was enacted about 3 months back and now it's been exposed. And Sidhu's been a part of this drama willingly or unwillingly. And now he's willing to be a part of this drama for another 2.5 years, but that's not going to happen.
Adil Singh Bopara is now joining me from the Congress Party. Adil, I just asked Aam Aadmi Party about this internal revolt. As it appeared with Sidhu making this direct allegation that, you know, we don't want a weak chief minister. People at the top want a chief minister to dance to their tune. What is happening to the Congress Party? I mean, it was so strong in Punjab, but this is going to be clearly used by the parties like AAP, which is happening. They are saying Punjabis and even Sidhu have realized they don't want this drama anymore.
Well, Pooja, unfortunately, everybody is distorting what Mr. Sidhu has said. And in fact, he's clarified by his tweet that a very small snippet was taken by ANI to portray something.
But he did say that, Adil.
Hear me out. Number one.
Sure.
The context in which Mr. Sidhu said this is that the Congress Party empowers its chief ministers. It does not want chief ministers who should sing to the tunes of Narendra Modi. Why did Captain Amrinder Singh have to go? Because a large section of the Congress legislators were of the opinion that Captain Amrinder Singh is working in cahoots with Narendra Modi. He's dancing to the tunes of Narendra Modi. So therefore, the Congress Party believes in the system, the federal system of union of states. Hence, it must be seen through that prism. Point number 2. Point number 3, Pooja, let me make it amply clear to you that it is the Congress Party which is in the winning saddle. The Aam Aadmi Party is quibbling amongst itself. The Akali Dal and the BJP don't stand a chance. The Aam Aadmi Party was selling tickets to the highest bidder. All of you have seen how Raghav Chadha had to run away from the back door. Their own legislators are saying that tickets were sold to the highest bidder. So therefore, Punjab and Punjabiyat will never accept Delhi imports and this model of Arvind
Ebab Singh, Delhi import will not be accepted. Adil Singh is saying that it's all being distorted. Sidhu is very much there. He was actually talking about other netas. It's Delhi import is a reference clearly to the Aam Aadmi Party netas.
I know. I feel sorry for the Congress spokespersons. Now they have to spin Sidhu's sentence. The thing here is that Sidhu very clearly said, okay, now will you let the mafias rule? Now will you let the people who've looted Punjab for 5 years rule? And if everybody knows who's looted Punjab. As far as we are concerned, Bhagwant Mann is our leader in Punjab, and we, believe you me, I'm sitting in Punjab, we will form the government and we will fight tooth and nail for Punjab. Yes, our leader has given a model to Delhi, and that will be a model for us to follow and achieve with more. With a full state, we'll be able to achieve much more. As far as Mr. Sidhu's saying is concerned, even if you listen to the whole sentence that he said, or the whole speech of his, he was challenging the High Command to announce that they are going to side with the mafias. But unfortunately, the High Command is going to side with the mafias. Well, if you accuse us of following Delhi's orders. Your high command is sitting in Delhi and they are choosing the corrupt people. How can you accuse of us of anything?
Adil, go ahead. Then I'll go across to Javed Ansari also, please. Yes, Adil, go ahead.
Pooja, I am surprised by the lies and the spiel given by the previous speaker. Has he forgotten how Arvind Kejriwal wrote apology letters to Bikram Majithia? It was Arvind Kejriwal, their leader, who kneeled
Yes.
before Bikram Majithia.
I'd like to answer that. Ma'am.
I have not completed, Pooja. Is this fair? Why is he interrupting me like this?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, sorry. Go ahead.
Arvind Kejriwal and Bikram Majithia are one. And today, Punjab wants a mafia-free state. Yes, because Arvind Kejriwal and Bikram Majithia are endorsers and propagators of this mafia. The Akali liquor baron is thriving in Delhi. Arvind Kejriwal sends love letters to Bikram Majithia. So this tacit match, this fixed match which the Aam Aadmi Party is playing with the Akali.
Ebab, yes, quick interjection, yes. Then I have to also go to our third guest.
Well, a nephew of Mr. Channi had 9 crores in his piggy bank, sir. So we all know who the mafias were siding with. Number 2, the reason we apologized to Majithia was because when you came into power, the first thing your chief minister did was, oh, Majithia was a baby. He used to play in my lap. He's not bad. He's not a smuggler. And we thought they're not interested. Even the man is running for a bail today. We knew the facts, but you were not bothered in cornering him. And that's why we said, to hell with this. When we come to power, we'll take care of it. And when you have 9 crores in your piggy bank, sir, you don't point fingers at others.
Javed Ansari, you're listening to this discussion and debate between the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress. BJP really doesn't have much of a chance right now for Punjab. But for Aam Aadmi Party, this is the opportunity they are waiting for. You've known Sidhu for a while. You've also tracked the Congress Party in Punjab. What do you make of this party? They had one state out of these 5 election states where they can hope for a return. But with these volatile statements, do you think these are self-goals that Congress needs to avoid at this point?
Well, to my mind, the Congress has erred by opening this Pandora's box. And by deviating from their standard practice, which is of not announcing a chief ministerial candidate.
Yes.
And in now, having giving in to pressure, they've opened this Pandora's box. They're caught between a rock and a hard place. If they do, they are damned. If they don't, they are damned as well. Because controlling Mr. Sidhu, although both Mr. Channi and Mr. Sidhu, in the presence of Rahul Gandhi, said that whatever the Congress High Commands decide, they'll accept. Mr. Sidhu has given enough hints and more that he believes that he's the best man for the choice, and so much so that rather than campaign against their opponents and campaign for the party, what we are witnessing now is that both these protagonists are now campaigning for themselves. Mr. Sidhu says, has indicated that he believes he's the best man for the job, and his statement today that nobody who heads a mafia, somebody with only a clean image should be the chief ministerial candidate. I mean, what does this say? This is a self-inflicted wound which the Congress could have very well done without. This again points to the fact that just underlines the absence of astute political management on the part of the Congress Party. These are issues which either should have been sorted out much in advance, long before the elections were declared, or kept in abeyance till after the results. Now, in addition to fighting their opponents, there's an internecine war happening within the Congress Party.
And Adil, why I'm picking this issue right now, and you're saying this is about Captain Amrinder and the Bharatiya Janata Party and Narendra Modi. While we are speaking, we're also running what Sidhu has been saying all this while. He's one of the most popular netas, clearly. He's been a former cricket player and, of course, a television star as well. But he's made direct and indirect remarks against Charanjit Singh Channi for the longest time. And that is why what Javed Ansari is also saying, that how it's playing out is that the Congress is fighting amid itself while it should have gone ahead. My point is, can we control this? Because otherwise, we clearly have a contest, not just Congress versus other parties, but Congress versus Congress.
Well, Pooja, it's unfortunately, our friends are looking at it from a jaundiced eye. Whether he said something against the Congress High Command or whether he said something against the BJP central government, I have said what he meant. And this is These are my instructions, that this is exactly what he meant, and this is from the horse's mouth. We'll have to go by what he said. He was saying it in the context of the BJP central government, number one. Number two, what is extremely important is once both the leaders, whether it's Mr. Channi or Mr. Sidhu, they have completely reposed faith in the Congress leadership, and the Congress leadership, after a consultative process, will decide who's the best bet, and will decide that the party is in the best position to lead under which leader. We'll make that announcement. That is for the Congress party to decide.
I also want to bring in here, Adil, yes.
Any kind of controversy or confusion.
No, what I want to bring in here is how Congress party is also alleged, and Channi has, with the arrest of his nephew. Yes, yeah, the Congress is calling it vendetta and saying that this is agencies at the behest, of course, referring to the party at the center. How are you making that allegation and why? Then I'll go across to Aam Aadmi Party for that.
Please ask any lawyer worth his salt. The Enforcement Directorate comes into play with respect to the money laundering case. In this case, the predicate which they are investigating is a mining FIR. Mr. Channi's nephew is neither an accused in the mining FIR, nor has he been charge-sheeted in the mining FIR. So therefore, the very fact that the ED is looking into it is a gross abuse of the process of law, because there is no predicate case. And look at the pattern. Whenever there are elections in the states, whether it's Bengal, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh, and now Punjab, the ED as an ally, as an extension of the BJP, joins the fray. The BJP is a big fat zero in Punjab. So all what they're trying to do is that they are trying to sully the good name of a chief minister who's risen from the ranks, who's the son of the soil.
And what is interesting here, and why I'm interrupting here, because we're also a little short in term, but how Aam Aadmi Party is reacting. Aam Aadmi Party, if such attacks take place in Delhi, so to say, raids or so, like it happened in cases of Satyendra Jain, the Aam Aadmi Party said, this is, again, political vendetta. But for Punjab, Arvind Kejriwal said, kya Punjab ke log aise vyakti ko chief minister banayenge, jo reta chori, transfer posting ke rishwat ke allegations, which are serious allegations, mein hai. So, it's very interesting how the Aam Aadmi Party is reacting to that. Ehbab, do you want to take that?
Yes. I just want to say, प्रत्यक्ष को प्रमाण की आवश्यकता नहीं होती. We've been raided umpteen times. All they found was pocket change and mufflers. Well, when they raided the CM's nephew, they found 9 crores. You and me won't have 9 crores lying in our house. And the BJP uses central agencies is a known fact. We are not contesting that. We know they use it as an arm to further their political interests. But I believe what Mr. Brad is saying is right. When he says that the Congress High Command will take a call, they have already taken a call. They want the people who have the moolah. They want the people who have money. It is not according to me, but according to Mr. Sidhu, there are ministers worth 3,000, 5,000 crores. Mr. Channi was obviously a minister. He's a son of the soil. He's gone and dug up all the soil that he could. Then there are other ministers who've dug up other things that they could. And when the Congress High Command realized that, come on, these people can give us even more money than what the captain was offering, they have chosen this lot. And now if it comes with a caste equation, and if it comes with another equation, all the more better for us. So they've made a choice. And that choice is very clear. They've chosen the corrupt people.
Adil, do you want to respond to that before we close the discussion?
Let me say, the people of Punjab will not accept an alcoholic as their chief minister. Their candidates, their announced candidates, have left their fold and joined the Congress party. Not one, but multiple, umpteen number of them.
Number the best you can do, Mr. Brad.
Raghav Chadha,
you can do.
Please allow me to complete.
Is that the best you can do? Hit below the belt. Come on. That man is with the people 18 hours a day. Come on.
Pooja, what is this going on? This is not fair. Raghav Chadha had to run out of their press conference. Tickets were being sold to the highest bidder. This is not Congress saying. This is your own party leaders saying.
Okay.
Why did Raghav Chadha
Okay, I'll have to wrap it up there. We'll see about that. I think I can end with that comment, Ehbab Singh. Thank you so much, Javed Ansari, Ehbab Singh, and also Adil Singh Bopara. Eventually voters and people will decide, and we will all see who eventually Punjab will choose. But for that, remember, Sunday is an important day. Will Rahul Gandhi take the chance and actually decide the name and announce it before elections for Punjab, breaking away from their usual strategy? Very interesting weekend significant coming up. I'm heading into a very short break. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned to India Today.